Hi, hello, and welcome to my channel. I know that it has been a while, and that is because this summer my boyfriend and I was building a whole new book room. It has taken a long time, but it's finally done. You see, where I live, we have an outbuilding on our property that contained one large room, and my boyfriend has been using it as an office for his work. But last winter he realized that it was too cold, it needed more isolation. So this summer we started tackling the project of isolating his office, and that's when he told me that he didn't need that big room, so we could split it into 2 rooms, and then I could get a book room slash library out there. And after a lot of work, because when we opened the floor to do some more isolation, we noticed that they had isolated it with like stone and clay. So we had to shovel all of that out of there, and then when that was done, we looked at the floor, the wood underneath, and it was rotten. All of it was rotten, so we had to tear it all out. And yeah, it took a long time, and because of that I have been AWOL. But I'm hoping that this year will be different. I'm hoping to get back to it, and that we can spend this year talking about whatever is important to us. And of course books. Of course books. And books is actually why we're here. And today we are gonna have a big old book haul. This book haul will feature all of the books that I have accumulated since the last one. And and I also have a couple of other bits and pieces that I got for Christmas that I'm gonna have in my book room, that my boyfriend bought them to me with the thought of them being put up in my book room to decorate and to make it feel like my own space. So after that lengthy explanation, let's just, you know what, let's just do that. We will just get right into it. In October, my boyfriend had to go to Stavanger for a work trip, and he let me tag along, so that when he was working I could go out and I could explore Stavanger all on my own. And they did have a couple of bookshops in Stavanger, and I went a little bit crazy. So I thought that we could start with the books that I bought in Stavanger when we were there in October. And the first book that I have here is one that I have actually read already, and that is Slewfoot by Brom. This book is the absolutely most amazing book that I have ever read. I think it is definitely a 5-star read. It's I'm lost for words, actually. And if you have not read this, you should. And if you have the opportunity to get the physical copy of this, I also recommend you doing that, because in the middle of these books there are pictures because Brom is an illustrator too. So there are these beautiful pictures throughout the book. Not throughout, but in the middle here, which gives the story a little something extra, you know? And I think that is wonderful. It really gave me joy looking at these pictures in the middle of the book. And yeah, it's like I said, if you have not read it, do it. Read it. It is amazing. That's one of the books that I got when I was in Stavanger. And I also found this one, which is called The Ruthless Lady's Guide to Wizardry. This one was actually a cover buy for me. I had not heard of it before, and it is by C.M. Wagner. I do not know what this one is about at all, so I'm just gonna, you know what, I'm just gonna read you the back. Sparks fly in this enchanting fantasy novel from the author of Unnatural Magic when a down-and-out fire witch and a young gentlewoman join forces against a deadly conspiracy. Delaria Wells, petty con artist, occasional thief, and partly educated fire witch, is behind on her rent in the city of Laycourt. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm sorry. Is behind on her rent in the city of Laycourt again. Then she sees the wanted sign seeking female persons of martial and magical ability to guard a lady of some importance. Prior to the celebration of her marriage, Deli fast talks her way into the job and joins a team of highly peculiar women tasked with protecting their wealthy charge from unknown assassins. Deli quickly sets her sights on one of her companions, the confident and well-bred Win Sinalum? Sinalum? Okay, the pronunciations are really kicking my butt today. So, the job looks like nothing but romance and easy money until things take a deadly and undead turn. Okay. With the help of a bird-loving necromancer, a shape-shifting schoolgirl, and an ill-tempered, reanimated mouse named Buttons, Deli and Win are determined to get the best of an adversary who wields a twisted magic and has friends in the highest places. I remember now why I bought this book. It was the bird-loving necromancer, and of course the ill-tempered reanimated mouse named Buttons. That is why I bought this book. When I read that on the back, I was sold. So yes, I got that one. Cannot wait to read it. It's gonna be perfect. I actually think I might pick it up in February. Yeah, sounds amazing. Moving on, I got Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. I picked this one up because I have King of Battle and Blood by the same author, and they are in the same series about Adrian and Isolde. That is why I bought this book. I have not read the first one, but if you have watched some of my videos before, you will know that I am a completionist. And because of that, I have trouble not having a whole of a series on my bookshelf, and I am extremely impatient. So if I were to sit down and read King of Battle and Blood and I like it, and I did not have access to book 2, then I would probably go a little bit out of my mind. So I picked that one up when I saw it in the bookstore in Stavanger. The next one I bought when we were there is A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. This one was a little bit out of character for me because I let's just put it this way. I have never really been the kind of contemporary romance kind of girly, but I figured here that the witchy type of those books are actually quite fun to read. So I took the plunge, and I have heard a lot of good things about this book too, so I picked it up because of that. I was thinking that it might not have originally been my thing, but how could I know if I don't try? So here I am, trying a couple of more books in this genre and hoping that I love it. Next up, also from that same trip, I bought Assistant to the Villain. And this one is by Hannah Nicole Mehrer. And I have heard a lot of fun things about this book. It says that assistant wanted, notorious high-ranking villain seeks loyal, level-headed assistant for unspecified office duties, supporting staff for random mayhem and terror, and other dark things in general. Discretion a must. Excellent benefits. And on the front here, it actually said, one job, don't fall for the boss. So I think that this could be a fun read, and yeah, maybe this should be the next one I read. Yeah, we'll see. I bought that one. And still the same trip, I also bought the X-Hex by Erin Sterling. I bought this one on the same premises that I bought the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. She has some kind of a grudge against her ex, I believe, and since it says on the front here, never mix vodka and witchcraft, I believe that she gets drunk and she hexes her ex. That's just what I think. I'm not pretty entirely sure, but yeah, I think it sounds like a fun read, so I picked that one up. And then I also bought Payback's the Witch by Lana Harper. Yes, as you can see, I read one of this genre before we left, and I got a little bit obsessed, so I picked up a few more books in the same vein as that one. And this one says, two witches plot revenge, but end up falling in love in this magical romantic comedy. I also bought Cackle by Rachel Harrison, and I love this cover. It is absolutely beautiful. All her life, Annie has played it nice and safe. After being unceremoniously dumped by her longtime boyfriend, Annie seeks a fresh start. She accepts a teaching job that moves her from Manhattan to a small village upstate. Her new home is picturesque and perfect. The people are all friendly and warm. Her new apartment is lovely, too, minus the oddly persistent spider infestation. Then Annie meets Sophie, beautiful, charming, magnetic Sophie, who takes a special interest in Annie, who wants to be her friend. More importantly, she wants Annie to stop apologizing and start living for herself. That's how Sophie lives. Annie can't help but gravitate towards the self-possessed Sophie, wanting to spend more and more time with her, despite the fact that the rest of the town seems a little afraid of her. And okay, Sophie's appearance is uncanny and ageless. Her mansion in the middle of the woods feels a little unearthly, and she does seem to wield a certain power, but she couldn't be, could she? Sounds good. Cannot wait. I did buy a few more books on this trip. So, I also found Kingdom of the Wicked by Karen Maniscalco, and also Kingdom of the Cursed, and Kingdom of the Feared I want to read them before I buy her new book standalone-ish thingies, because I have heard that they are in the same universe as these, but I am not sure. On the back of the first book, it says 2 sisters, 1 murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself. And to be honest, I do not want to know anything more than that, so I'm not gonna tell you anything else about these books. I picked these up because I have been wanting them for a while, and I found them while I was walking around Stavanger having a look around. To my surprise, I had not seen this story yet, even though I had walked through that part of Stavanger 10 times maybe. But they had an Outland store in the middle of the city, so I bought Our Hideous Progeny by C.E. McGill, and I have to admit, this was a purely cover buy for me. I loved this cover. It just popped and jumped out at me. And I don't know what this is about. It's a gripping gothic tale, it says, but the inside of the dust jacket, let's see. It is not the monster you must fear, but the monster it makes of men. Mary is the great niece of Victor Frankenstein. She knows her great uncle disappeared in mysterious circumstances in the Arctic, but she doesn't know why or how. The 1850s are a time of discovery, and London is ablaze with the latest scientific theories and debates, especially when a spectacular new exhibition of dinosaur sculptures opens at the Crystal Palace. Mary, with a sharp mind and a sharper tongue, is keen to make her name in this world of science alongside her geologist husband Henry, but without wealth and connections, their options are limited. But when Mary discovers some old family papers that allude to the shocking truth behind her great-uncle's past, she thinks she may have found the key to securing their future. Their quest takes them to the wilds of Scotland, to Henry's intriguing but reclusive sister Maisie, and to a deadly chase with a rival who is out to steal their secret. It sounds really good, and I also now remember another thing that drew me to this book, and that is the end pages. They are gorgeous. Just look at them. And then you have the naked hardback. It's just an amazingly beautiful book, and I am so glad that I found it. Yes, it's a pure cover buy, but it sounds intriguing, it sounds exciting, and I cannot wait to read this. I might do this like a gothic summer kind of tale, I don't know, but we will see. Cannot wait to read it. And we are moving on. In Outland, I got to choose one of these editions that I have here. It is the leather-bound books. And so I chose A Treasury of Irish Fairy and Folk Tales. And it is just absolutely gorgeous. It is this foresty green kind of color. It is my favorite color. And I love the way it looks. It has the gilded edges, beautiful end papers, which is different front and back. It also comes with a ribbon bookmark, and I ended up choosing this book because I am obsessed with the Celts and of course old folk tales. On the airport on our way home, my boyfriend said that I could choose 2 books that he would buy me at the airport on our way home, and that was amazing. So I ended up getting The Weaver and the Witch Queen by Genevieve Gornicek. I know that this is a Viking inspired tale, and it actually takes place in Norway. I'm from Norway, so I thought that this was a nice book to buy, but they didn't have The Witch's Heart, but I do believe that this one is the first one, and I'm not really sure actually if it is standalones within the same universe or if it is a series. I am not sure. I'm gonna have to figure that out, but I picked this one up when I saw it. And the second book that I chose from the airport is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. This one has been intriguing me for a long time now. It is about a woman who marries a man, and when they come to his home, she will find echoes and trails of his last wife, called Rebecca. I imagine a lot of gothic and creepy and wonderful things are gonna happen. So I cannot wait to read this. I got this one also at the airport. I do have more books in this haul. Let's just go through them a little quickly. The first one book that I picked up is A House of Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. I have read this book. It is amazing. I love the humor. I love the creepiness about it. Would recommend, highly recommend. It is extremely good. I bought that one. Next up, I have two classics. I have started collecting the Wordsworth classic editions in these editions here. I think they are extremely beautiful, and this is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. And this is one extremely beautiful book. And then you have the backside and the spine. It is just amazingly beautiful, and I am now collecting these, so I bought that. I also have Mansfield Park by Jane Austen in the same edition. There's the spine, there's the back, so I got that one. I also have in this haul Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I do like a fairy tale retelling, so I picked this one up. And next I have Ink and Shadows by Ellery Adams. This is a cozy mystery, and I have really fallen for cozy mysteries lately. I have downloaded quite a few of them on my Kindle, so I cannot wait to read them. I cannot wait to just sit down with a cup of hot cocoa and in this one. I don't know, maybe I'll wait for Easter, but maybe I'll just pick it up this winter. So we have a few more. I picked up The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I have been wanting to read more horror, and I thought that Grady Hendrix was a good place to start, so I bought this one. I also got another trilogy, and that is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, Good Girl, Bad Blood, and As Good as Dead. Some kind of thriller. I believe that in the first one we have a girl that has to do a school project, a big school project, and in this town there has been a murder, a big case, and she decides to make this case her school project. And during her research, I think she figures out that the wrong man has been put in prison for the crime, and she starts unraveling some kind of conspiracy, I believe. And it sounds really, really good, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I chose to pick this one up. Next up, I bought Alice by Christina Henry, and it says beware the claws that catch. I think that this is some kind of dark retelling of Alice. I think that she has taken known fairy tale stories and made them into dark gothic tales. And I do like a dark gothic tale, so I decided to try this one. I also have A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I think that this is some kind of a dark academia kind of book, and to be honest, I do not want to know anything about this one going into it. And the past will come back and haunt you. I don't really need to know anything else. I also have The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. I picked this one up because I like historical books. I think it sounds wonderful. And now we have actually gotten to the books that I got for Christmas in 2023. And we can start with these. I got a lot of money for Christmas this year, and I picked up One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig and Two Twisted Crowns. I have heard a lot of good things about this series, and I really want to read it. I don't know when, but hopefully soon. I also ordered this one. This one is called A Field Guide to Demons, Fairies, Fallen Angels, and Other Subversive Spirits by Carol K. Mack and Dinah Mack. And this cover is just absolutely beautiful. And I also bought All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman, and All of Our Demise by the same author. It has been a long time since I read up on this. They were on my wish list. That is why I picked them up when I saw that they were under $10. It says, you fell in love with the victors of the Hunger Games. Now prepare to meet the villains of the Blood Veil. After the publication of a salacious tell-all book, the remote city of Ilvernath is thrust into the spotlight. Tourists, protesters, and reporters alike flock to its bell shops and historic ruins to witness an ancient curse unfold. Every generation, 7 families name a champion to compete in a tournament to the death. The prize is their family's exclusive control over the city's high magic supply, the most powerful resource in the world. That's what it was about. Yes, I'm really, really excited for this one. I wanted it for a couple of years now. Ever since it came out, I think. And I like this. It has end papers. They are really lovely, actually. And of course, also, the second book also have end papers. In the same sale, I picked up 2 books. I'm not really sure which one is book one. 2 books by Tomi Adeyemi. I got The Children of Virtue and Vengeance and Children of Blood and Bone. I know that the 3rd book comes out this year, and I really wanted these ones before that one came out so that I could just buy it and read them all. So I got those. These were also under $10. I think they were like $8 for hardback. And that was incredibly cheap. So I got those books with the money I got from my father. And I got this book from my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law. It is from Unni Lindell, and it's called Dronen. This is some kind of a crime novel. I'm not sure what it is about, and I think that it might be in a series. So I will have to look into that and see if there are anyone that I need to read before I can read this one. A Norwegian author, and of course it is written in Norwegian. Dronen, it means the drone. I got this one. That is exciting. I also got a couple of books from my brother for Christmas, but he had bought some Game of Thrones books, and I already have the Game of Thrones books, so I had to return those, unfortunately. But that also means that I got this book from my brother and his family. This is Iron Flame, and it is the same tall paperback that I have the Fourth Wing in. It is written by Rebecca Yarros, and I have not read Fourth Wing yet, to be honest. I am scared to read it because it has been so popular and everybody likes it. So to be honest, I am a little bit scared to read it, but because if I know myself, then it will probably disappoint me. But I have high hopes that I will like it too. And I don't know, because book 2 came out pretty quickly, but I think that it's gonna be a while before book 3 comes out, so I don't know. Maybe I want to wait. I'm not sure. We'll see. Moving on to the books I got from my mom. She gave me The Ship of Magic. The Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. And also The Mad Ship. And The Ship of Destiny. Yes, this is in the same world as the Farsi trilogy is, and I already have that one. So this is the second trilogy in this universe. I really want to have the entire universe in these editions. So my mom was so kind and got me these. I'm so excited. And that was the books. Now let us move on to a couple of things that I got for Christmas that was bought to decorate my book room. And the first thing I've got is a little figurine that was bought at EMP. If you want to know where you can get it, emp.no. And it is this cute little griffin. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look at him. I really, really love him. He's so cute. And he has like these details on his wings. He's so cute. I cannot wait to find a home for him. And I hate this kind of polystyrene. I'm keeping the box, but not the polystyrene. That can go there. The second one is also from the same series. More polystyrene. And it is this beautiful witch cat. It is so gorgeous, and just like it has the pentagram in his forehead. I don't know if you can see skull and the crescent moons on his witch's hat. He even has a cape. It is so cute. And I'm keeping him here in my room. I also got this beautiful statue of Fox the Phoenix from Harry Potter. It is supposed to be a jewelry stand, but I don't know. It is just so amazingly beautiful. And I'm gonna display it in my book room. So, I got these. I also got this from a friend actually, and it is beautiful. She got me this. It's a standing frame with a wanted poster for Sirius Black. I absolutely love it. It is just so gorgeous, and I am gonna put it on display in my book room. I have to say that I am very, very lucky. A lot of these books were actually gifted to me. A lot of the books from Stavanger was bought by my boyfriend for me, and I feel really lucky and really blessed, and I cannot wait to find a place for these books on my bookshelves, and who knows, maybe we can do it together. So that is it, and if you ended up enjoying this video, then please give it a big thumbs up. I would also really appreciate it if you consider subscribing. That way you will never miss a video that I post, and I hope that we can talk about books and discuss books together. Let me know if you have read any of these in the comments down below, but please no spoilers because I haven't read them all yet. And yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful day and a great start to the new year. And I hope that I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!